What up, traders? Hope you guys had a great day. It's about 5:30. I'm just refreshing the mind, playing a little piano right now, meditating a bit. It's good. You got to meditate. As a trader, shit is very crazy, and that's what trading is. It's fucking crazy. Anyone who tells you it's not is a bullshitter, and they're probably not trading on a live account. But before we get into the charts and discuss how I made like $2 grand today, I got a little song. I got a little game. If you guys could guess the song, I don't know what you'll get, but just if you guess the song, I'll be very happy down below in the comments section, all right? Now, I might not play it the right way, but let's see. Can you guess that one? Now let's get into the charts. All right, so what went down today? Actually, I started trading last night. Well, last night into the morning. I held a little swing trade on ES, and that was like right here, 26.24. So around midnight, put on the trade right before I went to sleep, and I had a target literally at this double top that was formed early into Globex. All right, so Globex, the overnight session opens back up at 6 o'clock every day for the futures markets. And early on into that session, the market formed a little double top, all right? Formed a little double top, and it almost filled all of those prints from right into the close yesterday, so Monday. But yeah, the double top was formed. We bounced off that a little bit, and there was another exact reference point where buyers started stepping in down here, which was 26.24. We had a very nice bounce off of that level, and that was telling me, hey, these guys might be getting ready to run these stops again overnight. So that's exactly what happened. I was actually sleeping by the time my targets were hit on the ES, and I only had a couple contracts long overnight. And 26.24 was, if you look on the left, 26.24 was the top of this double distribution from Monday's session. All right, so that was the 26.24 level right here into this, distribution. There was a lot of volume there, and that's where they were holding this up from. And that was something I saw right before I went to sleep. I was waiting for buyers to step in, and they actually did right at that 26.24. You can see there was a nice little distribution there from yesterday's profile, and that's it. That's what happened there overnight. 26.24 held, and my target was this double top right here. I just wanted to get out at the double top, so that obviously was hit. And this thing ripped up another 70 points. Like, holy shit. I woke up and I was like, oh, my target was hit. And I was like, oh, this thing ripped another 70 on me. I'm like, oh, wow. But that's the shit you got to deal with as a trader. You can't just sit there and say, I could have made so much more on this trade. Then you're never going to be happy. You're never going to be happy. So me, I don't care. I made money. That's fine. I left some on the table. That's fine too. I don't really care. If I worry about the money too much, then it's going to start fucking up the process. So with that being said, today, level today that we were watching was, so coming into the open, let me start there actually before I get all out of whack. Coming into the open, what happened? Well, the market was 100% long overnight, right? 100% long overnight. So coming into the open, I hopped into a little short, made like 10 points on that trade, not even, probably like 6 or 8, one of those. But coming into the open, we can expect a correction of the overnight inventory. About 70% of the time or more, we'll get a correction against the overnight move. So in this case, market's 100% long. We can look for a little short scalp opportunity, a fast trade right at the open. And that's exactly what I did there. We took out that high from the overnight session, put in kind of a double top. And then, yeah, once that high was taken out and it didn't really go anywhere, that's when I hopped in the short for a quick like 5 to 10 point trade. That's what I look for these fast trades at the open. And that was hit right there. And then we formed a weak low at 27.16-ish, 27.16. So a level I was looking to hold for this correction. So once we got the correction, I was expecting buyers to pop in and then pump this above, you know, that early high, that high that was formed right at the open. But we got a little bit from buyers, but it was just too much of an exact reference point for me. I didn't feel comfortable holding that long because look where the market put in that low early on into the session. It was right exactly at this previous low from the overnight session. If you look at the overnight profile, 27.15 was this exact low, the last swing low from the overnight session. So that was a weak low. And I still got long off of that just because those sellers dried up and they really weren't pushing this lower than that 27.15. So I kind of went with the weak low, but I knew it was weak, so I didn't want to hold it too long. And then once it started losing its steam and it wasn't even able to break the high of the day, that's when I cut off that trade. So the first trade was obviously the overnight long, made money on that. And then second trade was this short right here. That was the smallest trade. And then the long right when these buyers stepped in here, 27.16. Got back long, took another scalp. Didn't really do much during today's session. I made most of the money on the overnight session. But yeah, those were the trades. And then, yeah, I didn't really feel comfortable holding that long because there was a weak low that formed early in the session right there at 940. So I went with the weak low. Sometimes, you know, those weak lows have some strength in them. So I went with it, but I knew it wasn't really a quality buying opportunity. And it was very evident as the market came right back down and retested this 26.98. So that was another level I was looking for the market to hold, 26.98, which was, what's this 26.98? That is the close price from Wednesday, March 11th, all right? So Wednesday, March 11th, the settlement price looked like it was holding early in the session, but it was just a little suckers rally, and they trapped these longs all day pretty much, and then just slowly wiped them out. slowly. And then at the end of the day, there's some nice sellers that swatted this down from 2,700. So I was done for the day around 10:20 after this last long position on ES from like 27.17s up into 27.39. So quick scalps on ES today. These trading ranges are crazy, and there's a lot of money to be made on both sides. So I don't know, I kind of just gave up around 10 o'clock. I was already up $2,000 on the day, so I was like, all right, I'm probably going to give back some money here if I keep trading. So I just shut it down, and I was in a Boeing trade as well. We'll get into that, but for the most part, this thing was bouncing around all day, and then really saw some momentum here towards the close at 2,700. Sellers really started to pop this thing lower, looks like. But we'll see what happens in Globex. Today's close price is 26.44. If the market's not able to hold that tonight, we might be able to see this down to 26.12, and then maybe what is this? Yesterday's value area low, 25.86. So those are some levels to watch tonight. And yeah, we actually did end up filling that gap today. So the market opened up here, 27.39. So we got a big gap up today. And if you look, like, this morning, early into the session, you can see there's a big gap. Yesterday's range high was 26.68. That actually got filled today, surprisingly enough. So we went from 27.50 down to 26.30, 120 point range on the day. Crazy. A lot of money to be made on both sides of the market here. But yeah, looks like we're accepting back into yesterday's range. So we'll see what happens tonight on the ES futures. They open back up in about 13 minutes. So yeah, acceptance back below 26.31. We're going to most likely retest 26.16, then 25.86. But yeah, those are the levels to watch. Those are the levels to watch tonight on the ES futures. So yeah, when I say acceptance below, so once this market accepts below 26.30s, I might be hopping into a short back to 26.16, 26.12, or even 25.86 if sellers really start to step in. But yeah, we do have a nice balance area here. So we could find some support into 26.18 and get a little bounce off of that, but we'll see. We'll play it how we'll just react to what the market's telling us when those levels are hit. We don't really got to predict anything here. Boeing was the other trade of the day. Boeing. Let me pull up a Boeing chart for you. This is NVIDIA. BA. So BA, I traded the options on Boeing. I'll put a little screenshot right here. Didn't make too much money on the Boeings. But that was a nice trade. I took the 157.5 calls. Those were $8 and they went to $10. They closed the day at $1. So yeah, options are pretty crazy to trade in this market. But Boeing, along with the market, got a little bounce after that little correction at the open. So I got long literally when price was 157-ish. So right about there is when I bought those 157.5 calls. All right, so I only bought a couple of them. Only bought a couple of those Boeing 157.5 calls, and they were roughly, what did I get filled at? $8.10. All right, $8.10 at 9:43 a.m. All right, so that was right there. Like I said, price was around 157.70s. And I closed those out. Closed one at 9:52 a.m. for $8.80. So about a 70-cent gain on those options. I don't know what the percent was like on those. And then the next one, 9:59 a.m., I got out for $10.50. 9:59 a.m. So pretty much the top. The top, this thing wasn't able to go much further than this pre-market high. And that's where I got out. So that was the Boeing trade. Very quick trade. About, what is that, 9:43 a.m. to 9:59. So about 16 minutes for a $310 gain. And that put me at about $2,022 on the day for these trades. So yeah, good day, nice green day, took it easy, and I was done. That last fill was at 10:01 a.m. 10:01 a.m. is when I got out of the ES trade. That was the last exit. 27.3375 was the last exit on ES. Yeah, 33.75. So like I said, I got short quick at the open, then I got long, then I flattened out into 27.30s. This thing came all the way back down after that, and I was like, you know what? I'm out of here. That's it. Called it a day there. But those were the trades of the day. And then there were a couple forex trades we took. One of them is actually starting to move now, holding one overnight. But the first trade was this, was it CAD JPY? Yeah, CAD JPY and USD CAD. So CAD JPY had this little start out with that one since it wasn't too, didn't make too much money. But we had this range overnight, and once it started, let me go on a smaller time frame for you. So we had this range overnight, right? Let me block that out because we were out of that by then. So we had the range overnight. We had Asia London low right here, Asia London high up here, and coming into like 9 a.m. ish, we saw a breakout above this level, and that was a nice momentum, I want to say, through that level. It didn't really hold up too much, but we got an entry at 77, what was it, 77,900 or 77,950. Let me check. 7802. 7802 was the entry, and then 78,120 was the exit. So 78,120 was the exit. This was just a breakout trade above that high from the overnight session, and took some profits there, and then got trailed out. Some news came out on the CAD, and it was very, very, very weak. So that pushed this thing lower, and that was. I'll show you the news event that actually came out at 10 o'clock. So once that came out, I said, we're gonna move this stop to the entry right away because this is gonna come down a bit. And that's exactly what happened. So we didn't lose any money. We made like 10 pips on the exit. But this was the news event that came out at 10 a.m. and it was very shitty for the CAD. Very, very shitty for the CAD. Without getting too much into it, when you get a PMI news release, above 50 is good. You want to be above 50. Without getting too much into this news event, above 50 is good. We could see, the previous numbers, they were all around 50. Like in November, it was like 48.2. Then we had a great one, it was 60, and then 51, 57, 54. And then coming into today, the previous was 54.1. They were forecasting 41, and it was a lot worse than the forecast. This is the lowest I think it's ever been, 26. That's a crazy number. So that's like half as good as it should be. So that was, very weak for the CAD, Canadian dollar. So yeah, that's something, maybe if you don't know that, you just learned it. But yeah, that was very bad for the Canadian dollar right there. Negative bearish information for the CAD. And when that was like a shocker because the previous was 54. The forecast was bad, but it wasn't that bad. So that's why the market moved a little bit. And the final trade that we're holding into this overnight session is USD CAD. And this is, this one is a swing trade coming right back into the range. We had a little fake breakout. So here was the range from overnight. We had the high up here, 141, 430. And then the low right here, 1.4 flat. But early in the session, New York opened. Then this thing broke below, but it didn't really go far. So it was kind of a fake breakout below. And then it actually tried again. And we took some heat on this trade, but came right back up and starting to consolidate now at this level, at this low from last night. So I'm going to hold this one overnight and see where it goes. It looks like it's performing right now. It's kind of in 4 pips profit. First target is going to be 1.40400. And then we got a final target up here. It's a very big move, 200 pip move, but it could get there. It could definitely get there. Forex market's been very volatile along with all the other fucking markets. So yeah, that's the trade, just coming back into the range, see if it'll retest the high of the range by the time we wake up. We don't know, or maybe sometime tomorrow. We'll see. We'll play it by year or hour, whatever you want to, whatever the phrase is going to be today. But yeah, that's about it. That's all the trades I took today. In a nutshell. And yeah, hopefully this thing will rip up and See if we could get some trades on the ES overnight. Again, those trades have been treating me well. But yeah, that's about it. I hope you guys enjoy. If you want to take these trades with me, you could join the chat down below. It's a group chat on Discord, all right? So we trade on Discord. I'm in there every day, me and Eric as well. We run the room, and we post our trades in there. We'll answer your questions, everything. And that's where I post the link for my live stream. I trade live every single morning, like you're watching this video on YouTube. This is a trade review, but it's just going to be live, same exact setup. You get to see my chart, see me talk, ask me questions live, and I'll just blurt out the trades that I'm taking. If you want to take them, take them. It's not investment advice, but it is what it is. And if you want to get into the group chat, just click the link below this video, and you could get inside the Discord. And I'll also put the link down below to my free forex course. Yeah, free forex course. If you want to learn how I'm taking those forex trades, that's how I'm doing it. And you could get the course for free. I know you got some time on your hands right now, or maybe you don't. Most likely you do, because everyone else has a lot of time on their hands right now. But yeah, before I keep ranting on and on and on, I think the market's about to open back up here in 2 minutes, so I gotta go. So I'll see you guys tomorrow on the live stream. If you're not in there, I'll see you tomorrow on my next YouTube video review. And yeah, stay safe out there, guys. I hope you're all doing well and making a lot of money in these markets like we are. All right? So take it easy. See you later. Subscribe, like this video, drop a comment if you got any feedback that I need to know of. Peace.